Good day.
Afternoon.
We're having a chat a little bit. It's another windy day in Yorkshire, really. What can you say? We're at the famous Whitby Abbey.
You stole it out of my mouth.
Sorry. Which is somewhere I've been to before, and we'll probably talk about a little bit of that later. It's pretty special. I love it. I love the area. It's so amazingly Yorkshire. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's the RAC post, I think, which is over there on a little cap. Obviously, it's not accessible. Just wanted to point out for you RAC post lovers out there, which is in the grounds of Whitby Abbey, which is under English heritage.
Mm-hmm.
However, we're here to explore the Abbey. We want to take you along with us. Hopefully, you can hear us. More importantly, we okay?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Go.
In the North Yorkshire fishing port of Whitby lies one of the most famous and photographed abbeys of Britain. The Whitby headland has been occupied and had settlements here since the late Bronze Age, but a larger community was not established until the Roman period. By the turn of the 7th century, the Roman rule of Britain had collapsed and the country was divided into smaller kingdoms. The area of Northumbria, which is now Northumberland in Yorkshire, was one of the most powerful Anglo-Saxon kingdoms in Britain, with the coastal port of Whitby establishing a large Anglican community and monastery for monks and nuns. In 627, the Anglican king of Northumbria, Edwin, converted to Christianity, but this was not without problems. There were two strands of Christianity in England, the Celtic and the Roman ones. Christianity had been brought to Northumbria by missionaries from Rome, but also Celtic missionaries from Scotland. The two factions differed over a variety of issues, but it was decided that the Roman side should prevail, giving the Pope the authority of the Church in the British Isles. By the 9th century, the town and monastery of Whitby were abandoned. There is no documentation as to what happened or why this prominent settlement ceased to be, but it was most probably as a result of continuous raids by Vikings from Denmark. It was not until after the Norman conquest in 1066, a monk called Reinfrid founded a new monastic community at Whitby. The Benedictine monastery was first built of timber, but in the 1100s a stone church was built in the Romanesque style. 2 centuries later, the church was rebuilt in the Gothic style we see in ruins today. This was a huge undertaking and caused the monastery to run out of money. The rebuild was not completed until the 15th century. Although lots of archaeological finds have been made at Whitby, giving a timeline of settlements here, there isn't much formal documentation on the changes made over time or about life of the monks who presided at Whitby Abbey. As with all religious houses in England, Whitby Abbey was to fall under the hand of King Henry VIII's dissolution of the monasteries. After the abbey's suppression in 1539, many of the extensive monastic buildings were demolished. Whitby Abbey and its estates were sold to Sir Richard Cholmondeley, who adapted part of the abbot's lodgings into a house. After extensions and restorations, the Cholmondeley family moved away in the 18th century, abandoning Abbey House at Whitby Abbey. On a prominent coastal headland, Whitby Abbey was at the mercy of the sea, with wind and erosion weakening the church structure, with many collapses happening throughout the 18th and 19th centuries. From the early 19th century, Whitby had become a popular seaside resort, with the dramatic Abbey ruins being a popular destination of tourists and painters. In 1897, Bram Stoker's novel Dracula gave Whitby a major literary association, which still captivates audiences today. During the World Wars, the ruins of Whitby Abbey were damaged by the German High Seas Fleet, who shelled the town. Considerable damage was done to the West Front, but stabilisation and repairs were undertaken. In the 1920s, ownership of the Abbey was handed over to the Ministerial Works, who undertook excavations at the site. This was continued into the millennia with English Heritage to rescue archaeological remains threatened by the steady erosion of the cliff. Although being slowly weathered by the tumultuous sea, Whitby Abbey still stands tall and presiding over the Yorkshire coastline, and is well worth a visit if you are in the area.
everybody. Hopefully you can hear us. We have to shout a little bit because it's windy, but I love it here. So there's a personal connection. I came here when I was about 9 years old, and there is some wonderful photos that hopefully I can show you of this place, of me, of a little wee child I was, exploring out with my parents. You can tell, like I said, the beginning stages where I got my love of being an explorer and all this stuff, and actually it's a return visit in a really weird way. But Sophie, it's your first time.
Yes.
Please tell the audience.
I'm not impressed. I am impressed, but we've been to 3 massive abbeys in the past 2 days, and actually, yeah, this one just shines in comparison. Admittedly, architecturally, it's beautiful. Like I do like it, but yeah, I'm just slightly disappointed. I thought it'd have a lot more grandeur. So yeah.
I think you just started a fight in the comment section.
I know. I think I have.
I think you've just.
Don't get me wrong. I do still like it, and I do think it's amazing and impressive. But if you want impressive, go to Fountains Abbey.
I think you've just committed a historical felony.
I think it's treason, isn't it?
One of the most iconic.
Should I take myself to the tower?
I think you should. Iconic abbeys of all time.
I know, well, yeah.
You've destroyed it.
Yeah.
Even more so. But yeah, don't worry everybody, I'll take you round. I'll look after you. So yeah, sorry again for the wind. Not really much you can do when you're up on top of a high cliff on a coastline really. But yeah, you can. Sophie's still moaning over there everybody, just to try and dig herself out of a hole.
I'll just say, did you just say about drying your clothes on the line?
No.
Oh.
It's alright. But yeah.
I thought you said it was so windy. It's only good for drying your clothes on the line. Is what I thought you said. She's not
It's
wrong.
the wind.
You're
It's
not
very
wrong.
deceptive. It travels the words. We don't even know if you can hear us right now. I think you can. I think you'll be alright. But yeah,
They might not have heard my blasphemy.
it's okay. One of many. Here we are. We're at the far end, basically, of the abbey itself. The beautiful church section, really. And you can see some former steps that would have led up to one of the towers. Now, if I can stick this through, hopefully you can see that. There you go. Whee. It's so windy.
So windy.
Yeah, look, one of the beautiful things has, and also, I've just noticed, look, another little section of stairs up there as well. Finger of Doom. First Finger of Doom today. Sure there'll be a few more. You can also see that the actual natural weather erosion, actually, if you really have a good look at it, the fact that the coastal sort of salt air sea has totally sort of had a little bit of a, I wouldn't say totally, but it's definitely had a bit of a battering on it. You can see that it expands out of the obviously iconic former abbey itself. Looks like to be some graves down there from memory. I mean, if people are going to ask me to remember, I was 9 years old. You know, 9 years old. Can't remember all that time ago. Oh, that wind is howling. Oh yeah. Or just some live music. Look at that though. I mean, I think it's really beautiful. I mean, I know, look, I'm going to dig you out of a hole. You do think this is pretty.
Yes,
but it's
I do.
because, but your argument was because you've been to others,
Yes.
you feel like
This
you've been
is-
spoiled, and this is one of the
Yes, this is
smaller
the
ones.
most famous.
Yes.
Probably because of like its position on the headland and whatnot. But then if you go to Fountains Abbey, Byland, or how do you say it? Review?
Oh,
Butcher pronunciation. The one
yeah.
with V's and X's in it. They're huge.
I think the other thing, obviously, we've got to remind ourselves is Whitby is famous in itself because the story was that Dracula had landed here.
Yeah.
And obviously they do have I keep thinking it's a goth week. I should know because I'm alternative myself. I'm not full goth though, but I did used to wear the old makeup and obviously I've changed. I've just become less obvious to people now. I'm a vampire though, so that's okay. Sort of compromised a little bit.
Weird, because you like garlic.
I do like garlic. What was I going to say? So yeah, obviously Whitby itself, and obviously famous for the fish and chips.
We're getting some in a minute.
Oh, are we? Can't wait for that. Because we got to do when you're in Whitby. But Sophie,
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I know you do really,
Yes,
but
I
like I
do.
say, it's just a
Yes.
comparison.
I do, but I have been spoiled by other ones today.
I want to say it looks like a font there in front of us. Should we have a look? Or is it the well? Is it the font? No, it's probably the well, yeah.
Oh, it's not that deep. There's pennies down there.
Oh yeah. Discarded font. And then those beautiful arches over there. So, if you can, that's right, don't worry about it. We're exploring. If you can see the coastline, everybody, we're literally there. We're right by the coast. And you can see numerous churches of Whitby actually. You can see one in the distance, and you can see one obviously here as well, which one of them's St Mary's, I think, from memory. I think this one's closest to St Mary's. Right, I think we're going to take a little bit more of a look round.
Let's go.
Come on in. We're out the wind in a sheltered section. There's a band rocking out over there, so hopefully YouTube don't copyright us. Depends how quickly it comes through or anything or whatever, but they're loud and they're doing it proudly, which is good. So let's take a look at another one of our towers. There you go. Yeah. Oh wow. It's amazing how the weather is and time, obviously, and the actual fact of its use of this is just completely taking it into such an unusual sort of state. It's a ruin, but there's different colours, there's different textures. You can see how well worn it's been away.
You can see. I don't know if you can zoom in around the window.
Yeah.
It's completely missing, and then at the top you get all the detail at the top.
Yeah, remarkable, isn't it?
See if I can get a photo.
Very cool. The amount of people that have visited this iconic place, because it is iconic. I mean, it's just remarkable, really. It's a proper tourist trap. English heritage, we'd like to point out as well. Another English heritage abbey that you can witness for yourselves. Obviously it depends if you're a member or not and how much that is. It's up to, and obviously parking as well. So just to point out, and there's a huge museum as well here. But yeah, good old English heritage. And as you can see, Sophie's taking some wonderful photos, which you can see on her Instagram page as well. So big shout out there. And yeah. Wonderful. And Sophie rightly pointed out off camera the smallest abbey that we've been to in Yorkshire on our travels, believe it or not. So yeah, incredible. Let's carry on. I think it's kind of weird because sort of thinking to myself, if I at my age now told my 9-year-old self of all the life that I'd be in, and I'd end up back here with someone in my life as well, it's a very weird sort of feeling. because Whitby's so far away from us, sort of note that you'd ever come back and sort of just understand that, yeah, as a child, you'd be coming back. And you saw these kids here now, and you wonder the same thing. You wonder, do you think they'll ever be back in their adult selves to...
You also wonder, was I also a little bugger that climbed on the walls?
Yeah, we've seen a few very adventurous parkour kids. But yeah, it's crazy sort of thing. I wonder if, obviously it's a history channel, and the fact of our own personal histories, if we've ever visited a place as a kid and then we came back as an adult, feel free to share your stories in the comments below. Always interesting to hear. And again, apologies for the wind noise, not much we can do on those types of things. But this is so popular, like I said, it's one of the most popular places to visit. Especially, well, hands down in Yorkshire. But stories, the history, and then obviously my own personal history on this one. So I think I was about 9 years old. But just to sort of notice it and sort of wonder, my adult self, would I be coming back to a place like this? Who knows? Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Capped anyway, so yeah, you can see it. Hi everybody, welcome back. We thought this is going to be bizarre because some of you, if you're watching the RSC playlist, RSC posts playlist, you'll be like, oh,
Why is there an abbey?
why is there an abbey? Why is Whitby Abbey in this? Or vice versa. Actually, I don't know. It would be reminiscent of us not to document Whitby RSC post. Now, what's interesting about this is that I don't think there's confusion, but there's definitely, we need to sort of put into context that there's two different types of RSC posts. We've got the World War II RSC post, which I believe to be here, which then, I don't know whether it got converted or it's a separate thing. Then there was a Cold War RSC post. And interestingly enough, this is what we're looking at, which is very bizarre, but it's completely sealed off. So in Cold War terms, it was assumed it was demolished, and it was opened in 1959 and closed in 1968. So they assumed that this was it. But we definitely know that in World War II, it said Whitby Observer Post was still visible behind the grounds of the Abbey Pond, which is exactly where we are. And the mound is capped with a locked metal lid. It's not metal anymore, it's definitely concrete. They've sealed that up. And apparently from somebody, it said that it would they'd actually plotted hincals that were brought down at Bannell Flat on the 3rd of February 1940. So you can see some piping as well, because for all accounts it sort of looks like a reservoir, but we've seen the documents. It tells us that apparently it's an RSC post, probably the World War II one clearly, and then maybe the Cold War one was either next to it, or it's hard to tell really. But either way, it makes sense for being an RSC post because of its beautiful location and its viewpoints that you can have as well. So very, very interesting to sort of have that. Like I said, it's documented. We can have a look at it. We can now say that this is it. As Sophie rightly pointed out, look like there might have been some sort of forms of steps, but as you can rightly see, the top is completely capped off. Sophie's going to try. Yeah, I don't think that's. I think that's just people have just done that. But interestingly enough, you've got these pipes. So for whatever reason, it's quite possible that at some point this might have probably was the observable. So don't have a go at us for putting this one in. That's what we've been told. So yeah, very bit of a nice bit of interesting history on top of Whitby Abbey, and obviously you can tell we're on a high point because it's Whitby. Whitby. So yeah, God knows if you can hear us or not. Again, apologies. But yeah, you can see there's two pipes here. So there's another pipe. If you can see that as well. And we're only going by what the record said. Let's try and get out of the wind a little bit, maybe. Yeah, that's better, but not by much. And then that's it. So Whitby ROC post. Right, we're almost done, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, let's finish then. Come on. Well, everybody, thank you so much for coming along with us. Hopefully you really enjoyed that trip. For me, nostalgia. What do you think in the end? I do like it. You do like it. I know you liked it, and we were just sort of like, you know, it's just we've been very spoiled, and that's the thing. You can appreciate that when you've been to so many, it's kind of hard to choose. But thank you so much for coming along with us. Feel free to support the channel in any possible way, like, subscribe, all that sort of jazz. Keeps us going and keeps us exploring, etc., etc. Thank you, Sophie, for this wonderful. It was Sophie's choice, really, and obviously it just happened to be that we just also came down as well. Hopefully you enjoyed the history lesson. And we, of course, will see you all very soon. Are you ready? Shall you? Please, cup out.
It's mostly me. Do you want any fish and chips? Vinegar. Well, those are now happening.
So everybody, we're now at Whitby, if you can hear us. Obviously we're still in Whitby actually, and we're having the Whitby fish and chips. Cheers. Oh, sorry, it's just jumped in already. Cheers. And cheers to all of you lot. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting the channel. And yeah, we'll see you on another adventure coming soon. Wish you could have some of these, these are cracking. Wow. See you everyone.
Bye.